All right, welcome everybody. Welcome to the Spoilercast segment for Detective Pikachu. Spoilercast in general, this is where you might want to get the heck out of here if you don't want to get spoiled, because we're basically no holds barred, going all over the place. We could go jumping from the beginning of the movie to the very end, then back to the middle. God knows what. This is all extremely unscripted, so no idea what's going to happen. But I'm not alone. I'm joined once again. I say once again because this is all in the past tense, but it'll also be at the end of it. I'm joined by my co-host, Fatal Cutie Soul. Say hello to the people. And I forget. So you said you watched it yesterday, right?
Yes, I watched it yesterday on a cheap movie Tuesday. And also shout out to the couple beside me just making out during the movie.
Okay.
That's definitely gonna be a thing, God. Because I've heard the stories of people bringing in their couples, trying to make the moves, but somebody out there likes Pokemon, but who knows? That's always a thing.
Apparently
that's
not enough if they were snogging their SO.
It's a tactical strategy. They know somebody cares. But yeah. I'm gonna get back into it though. So that is my main man, my wingman. But then we also have my monster hunter, my brother, my fellow dude, my boy. I knew it was gonna make you laugh.
I feel like the title kept going on.
I knew it.
I literally thought you were gonna keep going.
Anyways, who are you, senpai?
This is great. This is exactly what I want. Yo, let's go. No, but my friend Shinuchi.
Hello.
How do you do? Actually, when did you watch the movie?
That was on Monday. Last Monday.
Oh my god, wow, yeah, so you guys were really close.
Yeah.
Jesus, I feel...
Damn.
Okay. That works out. At least you guys have a more fresh memory than I do. But then lastly, we have another guest. We have my sister Mari. She be chilling, she be the one giggling and having a fit. But that's how she do.
I laugh at everything way too easily. That's the one thing you need to know about me.
She has a case of the giggles.
But hello.
And as for us, we both saw it on Saturday, a day after it came out, so we might be struggling a little bit for some info, but we'll be fine, more or less. I tried taking some notes. I guess overall, just getting started, let's just talk about, in general, expectations, and I guess general thoughts, if people, kind of want a TLDR. For me, overall, it's about a 7 out of 10. It's not the greatest thing in the world, but for what I wanted, I just wanted to see Pokemon interacting in this new medium. As someone who has kind of gotten burnt out on the series, in the last few games, I think the last one I really played fully was X and Y. And after that, I didn't really touch Sun and Moon or Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire. I was just I'm good. I'm good for a little bit. But as someone who hasn't played them in a while, but still loves Pokemon, it's always cool to see a new perspective. Because for me, honestly, I remember when I was younger, I got more excited for the weird spin-offs like Pokemon Coliseum. I wonder, it'd be so rad if they could do a movie on that shit.
Oh, dude, I will pay either day zero.
I'd be super on board with that. But yeah, I was just expecting it to be just, it's Pokemon. It's what I love. It's a bit more than what I expected, which we'll get into. But overall, it's solid. It's just that the writing got a little bit too predictable, but I still think it was pretty great. So I'll just toss it over to Shin. What are your overall thoughts on the movie?
Overall thoughts, very charming. That's the thing, it was a very charming movie. Not just that, but the overall models of the Pokemon themselves. And to me, it was an homage to another Pokemon game where the story itself felt like a Pokemon game that you would play. At least in my part.
Yeah.
But it's very simple, but it works.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can tell it's for kids, but apparently it is based off a game, which personally for me, I don't think nobody else here played it, right?
I don't think I have played it.
No.
Okay.
only just saw like Danny DeVito memes about it, and that's about it.
Yeah, because I didn't, but yeah, it definitely has that structure where it's like easy to follow. I even heard like some kids in the theater, they were talking and they were all pointing out like each of the Pokemon references, and it's funny, right? Because a lot of people were saying that this movie was hard to follow on the second and third act, and I don't know, maybe it's just because we're all fans of the series and like we kind of have more than a casual understanding of Pokemon by now. It's like it's our freaking childhood, man.
Yeah.
But honestly, I thought it was extremely easy to follow. Not even because, like, some plot twists were, like, predictable. Just in general, like, the flow was, like, pretty chill. Like, it didn't really, like, ramp up or, like, slow down dramatically or anything, like, throughout. I feel like it was pretty consistent. So, I don't know where those complaints came from, honestly. But I guess if you don't really know anything about Pokemon, then yeah, you're not gonna get as much mileage out of this.
Yeah.
We'll get into all that later. But, Kiriso, as for you, what did you think about the movie?
Alright, so as coming from someone like who has also burned out on Pokemon and also stopped at X and Y, overall, like I thought it was a just a very fun movie, a very fun casual watch, especially for someone who's just like not a hardcore Pokemon fan, just a casual Pokemon fan. Overall, I think like I said, Marcos, is that like the story like wasn't too hard to follow, especially for like for like kids and obviously like parents, bringing their kids. Because I thought like like the story is just simple to follow, but I do appreciate the like how some of the Pokemon look. I would say the only Pokemon that looked very fugly to me was pretty much crap. What was the name of the ghost type Pokemon in the when they went
Gengar?
to go to
Gengar.
yeah Gengar yeah
Oh.
He did
Gengar
look a
looked like the
little weird.
crappiest Pokemon.
Listen, Gengar looked like a fucking nightmare. I was like, holy shit, that's one of the Pokemon.
Oh, man.
No, at least
Don't
he is
put
a
it near my
nightmare.
child.
I would not want that beside me, especially
Yeah,
at night.
Yeah. But I mean, it's like Shin said, that's kind of the whole point, though, right? It's a freaking
Yeah.
ghost Pokemon. It's
I mean,
supposed to creep
true.
you out.
He wants to eat your dreams.
I know, right? But I'm like, damn, Gengar, like you really let yourself go with this movie.
Yeah.
I do appreciate like how like they, what is it like the way they filmed it and the way they like managed to to at least make everyone looking like they're interacting with the Pokemons.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was probably the biggest surprise for me, because I know it's going to be CG, like, from the first trailer drop, I was thinking, like, it looks a little weird, but I can get used to it. Pikachu still looks pretty cute. Because
As
it's
always.
weird, like, yeah, because you can feel it, though, right? Like, it's the first time we're going to bring it up, probably the first of many. You can feel that immediate knee-jerk reaction with the Sonic movie trailer when that was revealed. It's the biggest comparison everybody's making, like, to the style that it's kind of trying to go for, like, with this as well, like, live action and CG interacting, where that just looks wrong.
Yeah.
It does not look great. It does not look faithful to the designs whatsoever that you know and love. But this one feels like it has a nice medium. They got to put some fur and some a little more detailed like textures in certain Pokemon. But I think overall it has like a nice medium where it's like you immediately recognize who these are. If you've played any of the games, it really works. And not just in terms of looks, but it also really melds into like the live action shots really well. It's pretty believable, especially in those moments where like Pikachu is on Tim's back, or on his shoulder rather, and it just looks like he's right there. It doesn't feel like he's just like floating on him. So
Everything
I
feels
think
natural.
they did a really good job.
Yeah.
Yeah, and especially with like Psyduck like on that baby carrier backpack.
Yes.
Oh
Oh my god.
That
Oh,
makes
that
sense for some reason.
Oh man.
But
So cute.
I'd like to add in too is that the whole world, how they've made the movie, how they made all the Pokemon walk around the world, how the ecosystem looks throughout the movie is
Yeah.
completely well done.
Yeah.
Like the
Yeah,
amount
it's
of work
crazy.
they've done to make everything go alive, especially how Pikachu just runs around the environments
Yes.
with the characters is just wow. This is pretty
God.
great. I wish
Yeah.
more
I
movies
def-
did this.
I totally agree with that, because I'll be real, for me, I don't know about you guys, but my favorite part of the movie was the first act, where he gets to meet Pikachu and they introduce like Rhyme City and everything. It was like a feast for the freaking eyes,
oh my
man.
god, yes.
When they showed that big first like swooping shot of Rhyme City, and you just see so many references,
Yes.
I probably missed several of them. Like, I remember seeing freaking Snorlax blocking the road, which was great. That's a great reference for fans of the series, like the first game, where he just constantly roadblocked everything.
Pretty much.
He's also my
Yeah.
spirit animal, because everybody's a freaking Snorlax, let's be real. Everybody.
Oh yeah. No, I also love
Snorlax
how
is a mood.
like Machamp, he was like also what is like way helping like everyone just like crossing the street as well.
Yeah, he's doing the turn signal.
He was directing traffic.
That was
That was
great.
pretty good. I think I saw a Togepi. A girl was like carrying it off in the distance, but I saw that.
Oh my god. I seriously need to go back and just like watch that part
Like, it's nuts.
just to kind of see how many Pokemon there are in a single shot.
Yeah. I saw a Braviary. That was like a big, like, swooping shot with the eagle-looking Pokemon. And he was just perched up there, and I was like, man, is this New York?
New York.
New York.
York.
Fusion
The new
of
city
Is
for
that
New
a
York
cross
and
between
Jersey.
New York and New Jersey?
Yeah, I was just about to say. No, but yeah, no, it's really cool. I'd say the only one that looked a little weird to me, I had to get used to him for like a second, was Apom. Apom's face looks a little like wide, a little weird, a little more
Yeah.
monkey-like, so it's fine. I understand why they did it.
Apom being one of my favorite Pokemon, I felt like he could have looked better in the movie.
Yeah.
He didn't look nowhere near as cute and silly as in the anime. I don't know how that could have been translated
Apom has
better,
that like
but-
really nice smile and face that's like very
Right?
simple,
Yeah.
and trying to adapt that to the movie must have been a
Yeah.
bit hard.
I was like, I understand. If they're gonna use references, they might as well use more like
Yeah.
monkey or like primate, like features.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think that Ipom is literally like my favorite primate Pokemon. Like,
Yeah.
I actually think
I
I
was-
saw Primate in a poster too. I was like, that's dope. That's one of my favorite
Yeah.
fighting Pokemon. God, there's
Yeah.
so much in this movie, man.
So much. I was gonna say like I'm gonna ask you guys for your help. Is that wasn't the name of the Pokemon that was like licking the MC?
oh, Licky.
Licky Tug, yeah.
Yes. What is that? I love how like they specifically made the texture so slimy as hell for that.
Yes.
Seriously, I was like, man,
Even
I'm
on
getting a
his
little
face.
uncomfortable looking at it.
It was
The
one
way he
very
takes
well
off the slime
digitized
off his
tongue.
face.
Dude, I can probably bet that they used like a shit ton of Vaseline for that scene.
God, could only imagine. Oh, but sorry, it's been a while. Sorry, Mari, what were your overall thoughts on the movie? I'm sorry, it
No,
just goes all over the place.
You're fine. For me, it's kind of like between the 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10 territory. Pretty much like you guys, I was really burnt out with the series, you know. Obviously, when I was really little, grew up with it. I can never say that I've played like all the Pokemon games or anything like that, you know. But I was very much a fan of the games, and I think that recently I kind of fell off that bandwagon. Like, I literally bought Pokemon Sun, probably played it for like a couple hours, and then just stopped. And
Do
that
you know if
kind
it
of,
was the tutorials that burned you out? Because I know that was a problem with a lot of people.
I think it was.
It was very handholdy at the start with that
I'm
one.
not sure what it was. I just know that like I just couldn't. It just couldn't ignite that spark in me, I guess, to continue playing.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's not that it was bad, but anyway. It's I feel that when I went in to watch the movie, my expectations were pretty much, okay, when I watch this movie, I kind of want to feel the way I felt, like, you know, after watching this movie. Like, I left the movie theater just feeling like a kid again, like, oh, you know, I wish I had my own Pokemon, you know, like my own Pokemon partner.
Yeah.
And I think that's the expectation that I went into when I went to watch this movie. It's like, can this movie succeed in bringing Pokemon to life and bringing, you know, a world, you know, like a new world of Pokemon to life and make that believable, you know? And I think that's part of the reason why I enjoyed the movie so much. Like, despite its flaws, this is easily a movie I can find myself buying and watching over and over again, precisely because it was just such a fun watch. And even for, you know, fans of Pokemon that have been kind of burnt out for a while, I feel like that even fans like that can watch this movie and be, leave the movie theater being like, man, I wish I was a Pokemon trainer, or like, like just a regular old person living in Rhyme City, with like my own Pokemon partner. And yeah, I just think it was really fun, and I was surprised that this movie left me feeling that way. There's honestly so much more I could say, but I don't want to say all in one go.
We're just getting started, folks. Get comfy.
Yeah, like how Shin said, I just thought it was a really, really charming movie, really fun to watch.
Is good.
It's just really good.
Yeah, I definitely agree though with what you were saying. Where it's a valid point where it's nice to see a movie that doesn't have to do the Pokemon trainer route.
Yeah.
That's so, easy and like, predictable, and you're so used to that. It's really nice to just see a normal person like Tim Goodman. He's not a trainer, he wanted to be one, but it didn't really work out due to family issues and a whole bunch of mainly daddy issues. But it's just understandably, I like how, he's not a trainer, he doesn't have experience with this stuff.
Yeah.
But it's cool that he can still experience this world and still, be involved in this story, in this adventure that, but by chance, of course he meets Pikachu and that gets the whole ball rolling. But it's also tied to, his father himself. It's just cool that he doesn't need to have all this experience, to really make it feel like you're involved in this setting. It's just a setting that feels so lived in that it feels like the world just comes to him.
Yeah.
And that really makes it work.
When you mention that, it really makes me think of, like, for example, in the anime, you're more acquainted with, like, the Pokemon trainer side of things since you're playing as a Pokemon trainer.
Yeah.
But then I've been that kind of person kind of, wondering, well, what about the people that aren't Pokemon trainers? And it's just kind of cool seeing Pokemon in a setting that isn't exclusively Pokemon training, but, a movie that kind of shows how Pokemon could be integrated in everyday life.
Yeah, Rhyme City is, like, one of the coolest parts of the movie for me.
Yeah.
Like it is my favorite part.
Humans, that's the thing I've always wondered about, so being able to see kind of like a taste of that in Detective Pikachu, that was really nice.
Yeah. But no, I will, that's one thing I will agree is that, like, I really appreciate how, like, the story is just, someone that's not a Pokemon trainer, but it's still pretty easy to follow.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you don't need to be, like, completely caught up with the mainline games. Like, it's shocking how much you, shocking. Sorry. Sorry, that wasn't intentional, but I realized how cursed it was later.
You, sir, deserve a full tackle for that.
No, but, it is nice, because, yeah, you also don't need to really keep in touch with, like, every single mainline game. This isn't an MCU, You don't need to watch all the movies prior, like, you don't need to know all the knowledge, but it's, like, even just a passing knowledge of, like, maybe the first season of the anime and, like, Pokemon Red and Blue will get you so far in this, and it's, like, in a way, it's almost like, the beauty of it, right? Because my reason that I get burnt out with the series is that it gets so formulaic, but that kind of works to the advantage of this movie, because if you play one Pokemon game, you're set for the majority of this game, or this movie rather, because you played the game, I meant to say.
What? That is true. The fact that they haven't changed so many things makes it that much easier for it to be a more universal experience.
Yeah, in a way it's like a blessing and a curse. Double-edged sword, if you will.
Yeah, I mean... Yeah, I mean, it's pretty good, like, for those that, like, either play the games or just casually watch the show, or if you're, like, obviously, like the majority of the audience that I watch are a bunch of normies that are just, like, oh my god, Pokemon are so cute, can still enjoy this movie.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's for the whole family.
The whole family entertainment.
Fun for everyone.
Oh, man. Although, one of the other things that I noticed about the movie, because I've heard it mentioned as a comparison, and I would have to agree with it. I know you, Mari, you probably haven't seen it in a while, but actually I don't know about you guys either, but a lot of people compared this to a modern day Roger Rabbit, or Who Framed Roger Rabbit, which is it's a pretty old movie, but it's notable for... I haven't
seen that movie since I was like a toddler or something.
Yeah, no, it's been a while for me too, but I can see the point, at least like generally, where it's this merging of like two mediums, and it feels really believable. But it's also just it's also taken from like childhood memories, or like, you know, things that are mainly for kids, but then trying to put like a mystery plot to it. And while it is predictable in some ways, you know, it still has a lot of charm to it. I can see that. When people bring that up, it's like, I get what you're trying to say with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could definitely see the comparison, most because, like, you know, like, it's like real live interacting with animations, and then you have, like, you know, a cute character, you know, partner.
Yeah.
And both movies are about, like, you know, being detectives, solving a mystery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plucky
And pretty,
detective partner.
but pretty much, I mean, I think, like, just like with Roger Rabbit, it's just like you're trying to see, like, you know, all these references, all these characters coming in together.
True.
Yeah. Again, it's been a while since I've seen Roger Rabbit, but yeah, I can definitely see why people can do comparisons like that.
It
I
just
think it's
works.
also like the whole comedic element too that goes into it, because as far as I remember, Who Framed Roger Rabbit was pretty comedic too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It was very very slapstick humor of that stuff too. My god. Well, actually, Chin, before I got onto like other parts of the movie, was there anything you wanted to add?
I just want to go back and watch all the models move again.
Same.
Oh yeah.
I want to go
Honestly.
back and just like catch every single little detail.
Just look at every
It's-
single detail they put in the movie, really.
Yeah, I
It's
was gonna say,
nuts.
like, you know, like, you know, anyone that's working on those Blu-rays or DVDs, like, on Detective Pikachu, put, like, a special modeling feature on the bonus Blu-ray.
Yeah.
Bruh.
Just show me like a live Pokedex where you can see every single 3D model.
Oh my god. That'd be a real treat.
God, that'd be cool.
Mm-hmm.
I guess going on to a few more points, I'll just crack open the notes now. Doesn't have to be beat for beat from like start to finish, but there were some things that immediately caught my attention when I first saw it. I was just like, oh my god, they didn't. Because there's a lot of references, and I'm not focusing exclusively on all of them right now. But at the beginning, very clear, very apparent Mewtwo Strikes Back callback to the first Pokemon movie, where I couldn't believe that they really were just taking. Like, I had a feeling Mewtwo was going to be in it. I didn't know he was going to be like the main antagonist, but I couldn't believe how it was almost like, I don't even know if it's shot for shot, but it was just like eerily similar. You know, he's like in captivity, he breaks loose, and all shit goes crazy. Like, he's the one that really starts the plot, but I was surprised
Oh my
that they
God,
also
yeah.
referenced that. Cause man, that first movie, it's got some, well, it's got a bit of memes nowadays, you know, you got the magic tears and all that jazz, but I won't deny that first movie is a big freaking deal, you know? So it's cool that they, I don't think it was like shot for shot, but it's cool that they made a callback to that.
Yeah.
Gave me like immediate vibes, just like, oh my god, I'm 5 again.
Yeah, the only thing, like, that was missing, like, during that is just his cool looking armor.
Yeah. I think there was a shot where they like kind of showed an armor that they were developing, but I think that was just for the I don't know what it was, like the mind control device or whatever you call it.
Yeah,
I forget what they called it in the movie.
Yeah, I think it's just
neural
like a
device or
body
something.
swab mind control.
Yeah. Man, I was about to say neural device, but then I second guessed it. God, gotta love it. But it'd be like that. But yeah, that was really cool. I wasn't expecting that. But then of course, we have to get into the comedy being so on point too, because my god, can we just talk about that beginning scene with Tim and the Cubone?
Oh my god.
I don't think they ever name called his friend, but that immediately set the tone for the entire movie. I was like, oh my god, this is so dumb. I'm getting secondhand embarrassment from watching this, but it's like, I feel like I'm in Tim's shoes, you know?
It feels so good.
Dude, I love
It's
how like
great.
I love how super like tiny Cubone is.
Oh yeah, the
It's so
sizes
cute.
they really nailed in this movie. Like, I've seen so many other games, or like even like the GameCube ones, where like, the sizes are so out of place. These all felt 100% accurate.
Yes.
It was
Oh, yeah.
nuts.
Oh, it reminds me of that one Pokemon Coliseum game where like the Pokemon sizes were so off.
Yeah.
Oh my
Like,
god.
we'll get into Loudred in a second, because I thought it was really cool too how they used Loudred in this. But yeah, like Loudred was like
Bro.
stupidly small in that one in Coliseum itself, and I was like, okay, it's
Cubone-
weird, but
Cubone was just so freaking cute in the beginning. And I think, like, for myself, I was really surprised, too, that they you know, like, you know, it's one of those things where the movie does show that there was, like, some knowledge of Pokemon in there. Like, first thing off the bat, you see Cubone crying, you know, and you know why, you know, like, if you're into Pokemon, you know why Cubone is crying. But, you know, for a person that probably doesn't know that, it's like, why is this thing howling and wailing at the top of its lungs?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Strong
I also want
throwback
to
to
point
red
out
and
is
blue. Go ahead.
yeah, but anyways, like, I was gonna point out, like, during the scene, like, where, like, Tim is getting chased by Cubone, it reminds me of, like, those, like, random, like, videos, like, on Twitter, where you see, like, people getting chased by birds.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Oh, God, I know exactly what you mean. Oh, man. It was great, too, because he was really trying. Like, there was this whole back and forth of Tim just saying, like, hey, man, this isn't really for me. I gotta go. His friend that's just like, nah, man, it's cool. It's cool. I know water type isn't your thing. I think, like, he said, like, rock type didn't really work out either. But this is the perfect one for you. And
He was like,
Oh my god.
That was great.
Oh my god, it's hysterical. He's just like, yeah, because he's crying and he's alone. He's like, yeah, exactly.
Forever alone, forever sad.
It was great.
Emotional support Pokemon.
I also like how they definitely confirmed. I think it's been a thing in the Pokedex entries for a while, where Cubone is actually wearing the skull of his dead mother. Which, for some people that didn't know a thing about Pokemon, they're probably like, whoa, what the heck? That's, like, really dark.
Yeah.
Which it is. It's actually one of the more darker stories of, like, you know, Pokemon
much.
lore. But it's cool that they just got it, like, out in the open, front and center, for people who might not know. That was really cool, too. Again, like, it's just constantly, this movie feels like it's oozing charm and faithfulness to the material. Like,
Yeah.
it feels like they did their research. And I don't even know how many on staff were, like, actually fans. But you can tell the Pokemon Company at the very least was just like, you gotta get this right. My god, it's shockingly good. Thank God they just did a super brief explanation on what Pokemon are as like a concept on like the train ride over to Rhyme City. Because I always dread that part where they have to dumb things down for moviegoers. You know, like it's a really fine line they gotta work with when it comes to adaptations. You either make it for the fans, or you have to dumb it down. Well, you don't have to, but they usually dumb it down to the point where it doesn't really cater to anybody, or it's just spelling out most of its concepts for the majority of the movie. So then you're kind of left with nothing.
Yeah.
And that's always like a big falter. That's another thing I'll get into as well as we keep talking, is that I'm surprised at how many pitfalls this movie managed to avoid that I'm so used to seeing in video game adaptations.
Oh my
And
god.
adaptations in general. There are so many ways to mess it up. And they definitely played the right call by making it more for the fans. Even if it means that some people might be a little bit lost. But I think ultimately, it's worth it. Because at least one of, like, you know, the majority of your audience is happy. And that majority of your audience is Pokemon fans. That's millions and millions of people.
That is true.
You know?
Because it's a phenomenon. It's like most people are going to be familiar with it anyway.
Yeah.
Unless you... In all honesty, like, if you aren't at least a little bit familiar with Pokemon, I'm like... Have you been living under a rock? Like, you're probably from an older generation or something.
Pretty much,
like,
yeah.
I can see really, like, older people from a different generation being like, this movie sucks.
Like, they'd probably have to be, like, up in their 40s.
Yeah.
Honestly, because it's like even people in the 80s, you know, they were, like, at around the right time for
Yeah.
Pokemon, too.
Yeah, people who were born in the 80s.
Yeah.
Because for context, I was born in, like, 94, you know? I was like, I kind of missed the boat with Red and Blue when it came out. But I sure still did manage to play them on school campus. Gold and Silver, I remember, was like the first one that I owned. It was either that or Crystal. But yeah, I definitely got in with Gen 2 myself.
Like, I don't know if I just overestimate the power of Pokemon, but it's just like, I remember when we were children in elementary school and we were playing with our, you know, Game Boy Colors and everything.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, there wasn't a single kid that, like, okay, I'm not gonna say there wasn't a single kid, but, like, almost every single kid was, like, talking about or playing Pokemon.
Yeah.
And-
Pokemon was officially part of the English language.
Yeah.
Like, not even messing, you know? That's just how it was. It's crazy.
Yeah, I was like to all of your listeners out there is that type in Pokemon like on your smartphones, it's gonna be there like in your autocorrects.
Yes. Yeah.
Gosh, I didn't even know that. Oh my god.
It's
That's
Like, literally-
crazy.
bruh.
Like literally, it will like correct you like of how to properly like Pokemon with that fancy like sign on the E.
God, that's cool.
You couldn't bring your Pokemon cards to school because someone would have would
Mm.
have stolen that shit.
I learned the hard way.
I'm part
in
of
middle
that
school.
group.
Somebody stole my whole box of cards. I was very sad that day.
had a-
I learned to
had a
not
really
trust
huge
anybody.
Collection of Pokemon cards. I don't know what happened to them though.
It's why I don't really get back into collecting them anymore. I just like I can't. Not again. To fully quote the meme, people always meme the Incredibles. It's just I can't. Not again. I'm not strong enough.
Oh
You know,
man,
as the
like,
line goes.
like literally like I remember like my brother who used to collect like Pokemon cards, like he used to have like a binder full of them.
Yes, I remember that in elementary school. People would have like binders and
Yeah,
binders.
when I
full
saw
of
the binders, I
cards,
was like, "Oh God, those are the real ones."
right?
I just had like a box. I think it was like a box that usually I had like it would store like dominoes. It was like really small and like thin, but
Yeah.
it was like enough to hold like Pokemon cards. But I just like put them in there because I had nowhere else to store
So
them.
back then, the phenomenon was Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
Oh,
Exactly.
If you didn't have them, you were a loser. Well, I wouldn't say that, but still, you were a cool kid. If you
Yeah,
had Pokemon and Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
Yeah. I was gonna say like on my side, it was either like either you had like Pokemon cards, Yu-Gi-Oh cards, or Beyblades.
Yeah, you know, Beyblade wasn't that big here.
Yeah,
I think I bought like maybe one Beyblade in my life, or maybe no. I think it was just that I played with one of them, because someone else had them in the school.
yeah.
But man, I wouldn't put them like on like the same exact tier. But no, Beyblade was pretty big at the time too.
Oh yeah, I
And
mean,
Digimon,
like,
you know. Beyblade's like on the level of like Digimon to me.
yeah. I mean, it was
Yeah.
pretty much like more big over here, most because like the show was like more advertised over here in Canada compared like in the US.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah,
Yeah, no, because I forgot. Yeah, you totally have a different perspective than us.
yeah.
Oh my
Because
god.
remember, I'm on a different side of the border, you three.
Yeah. That's
But anyways,
cool though, honestly.
what else like, is going with the plot, by the way, Marcos?
Oh, well, I didn't take notes completely for like beat for beat on everything, but
Well,
of course, you know that. Oh well, sorry,
yeah.
you go ahead.
And obviously like not for BB, but you know, just the gist of it.
Yeah. No, but then of course, you know, he gets to Rhyme City. We talked about how like awesome that was. Oh, but I did forget to mention. Oh my god, seeing Pancham front and center, and then Pangoro, I'm like, yes.
Yeah,
That's my son.
When they show all the Pokemon there, and there's this like grumpy like Pangoro dad and
I was
a
just like,
bunch of
man.
Panchams like daddy, and he's just like, leave me the fuck alone.
I'm tired.
I'm tired. And I'm just like, damn, if that isn't, you know, parenthood in a nutshell, I don't know what is.
Bruh.
No, that was great.
I don't even have my own kids, but I feel it.
God.
Man, can we talk about the movie aesthetics though?
Oh yeah.
Just the overall, you know, there's a real, I felt like the movie really blended, you know, this kind of like noir, but also cyberpunkish flavor to it.
Yeah, like what do they
Yeah.
call it? Like neo noir. I
Yeah,
think they call it.
Neo noir. That's
Yeah.
that's the best way to describe it. Like apparently I watched a movie, a review or something like that,
Mhm.
and learned that apparently the shots for Rhyme City were shot in like some part in New England,
Oh wow.
or rather not New England, in it wasn't London, it was Britain, somewhere in Britain. And
New Hampshire?
I don't
No, it wouldn't be
remember.
New Hampshire.
I don't remember, but like there, like it was one of the cities there, and like the people in the review like immediately could recognize like the friggin' like building where the whole like confrontation took place or whatever. Apparently
Yeah.
that's like a really prominent building in that city, and like they kind of chose that particular city because of like the fact that it just looks so like clean and sleek and, you know, has kind of like those straight lines and crap like that. I don't know, they went into like a lot of detail about
Yeah. No, because it looks really clean.
But it's pretty much, you know, like when you look at a Pokemon game and see like the cities there.
Yeah, which is, it's also a funny coincidence too, because Sword and Shield are going to be set in the UK. So, in a way, it's kind of a funny coincidence with that too, tying into like the next game in a way with like the settings.
It's kind of funny because I know that they mentioned that the Detective Pikachu game might have taken place in like a, you know, London kind of, you know, scene, like Britain, somewhere in Europe.
I'd believe it. Yeah, because I remember like when I saw a little footage of the game, it looked pretty fancy.
Yeah, I also can tell like with Pikachu's head, like it's also like the usual like, you know, British style of a detective as well.
True.
That is true.
Yeah.
I feel like if you were to like see a detective here, I feel like you'd be more prone to seeing them in like, what are they called? Like freaking like trench coats and fedoras and I don't know, something classy.
Yeah.
Like Frank Sinatra classy, but not like with the Detective Pikachu hat.
Oh my gosh.
Oh man. Also,
that's an image right there.
Yeah, and also, and the other thing I also want to point out is that I'm just like looking at this right now since we were talking about Rhyme City. Is that a little fun fact is that like if you were to like to romanize Rhyme City like in Japanese, it will spelled out Lime City.
Oh my god! Yeah, that's true.
Oh my
Lime
god.
City.
Oh man, that's pretty good.
Oh my god, that is pretty hilarious. But yeah, overall, like just looking at the city overall, how you know. They worked with the visuals. Even, okay, like, the nerd in me, gushed about the lighting here.
Yeah, I was just about to say, if you weren't gonna mention it, I love the lighting in the movie, especially when it was, like, in the evening time, like you said, or, like, when they were, like, at the cafe.
Like, the nighttime scenes. Oh my god.
Man. It's just cool, because, like, you would see, like, streaks of orange or purple just come out through the windows in some of those shots, and it would, like, reflect on the characters. It looked really good. I know a lot of people are saying that it looks similar to Blade Runner, which I've only seen the first one. I don't know if they mean like the more recent one that came out a few years ago.
Oh, I saw the recent one. It definitely reminds me of the nighttime scenes in this.
Yeah, because I'm just like, man, I love those shots. Everything feels so meticulous. But that's why I keep saying like Rhyme City for me is like probably my favorite part. Just seeing everything about that setting is like it almost feels like its own character because it really has a personality to it.
Yeah,
it doesn't feel like its own place. It doesn't feel like it could just be anywhere, you know? But that's why, like, for me, like, you know, we can kind of get into it. But for me, like, the second act was, like, a little weaker than I would have liked. But I think it's just because they went out of Rhyme City and went to the lab or, like, the outdoors, you know? I was just like, oh, the magic is gone a little bit, you know?
I would definitely say that the shots in Rhyme City were probably the best ones. Because you kind of get to see this, you know, this new world. And not just a new world, but a world that we as children probably envisioned, you know, like humans and Pokemon living side by side and just it like being like a regular normal occurrence. You know, there's Pokemon working with, you know, people and establishments like the Ludicolo and the coffee shop.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say,
I love the Ludicolo in the coffee shop.
And I was like, man, you were probably that Ludicolo today as a barista, you know?
Oh my god,
you were probably that Ludicolo.
I was so lost at work today. That Ludicolo, yeah. I was that Ludicolo.
Yo, shouts to Ludicolo though. I love that Pokemon.
Shoutouts to Pikachu drinking so much coffee too.
Oh my god. Pikachu,
that's a mood for a lot of people.
Detective Pikachu has become my spirit Pokemon.
God.
I need caffeine to live.
You know what you should do, Martin? You should serve that coffee to Detective Pikachu.
Oh my god, if...
Yo.
Like... Stop! Because now you're making me think of, like, how much more interesting the world would be if we had Pokemon.
Yeah, like, what if you just had your shift
people
and Pikachu just shows up asking for a cup?
Cafe with their Pokemon. Someone comes in with their Pikachu on their shoulder. Actually, no, never mind. That'd be a really bad idea, because if people came in with their Pokemon, I'd want to touch and pet every single Pokemon and just be like, hi, guy.
Oh, gosh.
Hi, guy! How are you? Would you like some coffee, too?
Oh, that's great.
Then it's also the fact that, like, you know, you would also think of like how the world would have to be molded, for Pokemon as well. It can't just be like humans and Pokemon just kind of tagging along. I also noticed that like, I think I could be totally misplacing this, but I think that in the cafe it also said like they served like Pokemon berries and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think he mentioned
somewhere.
Or I think it was a suggestion, but yeah, they definitely did do callbacks to berries.
So yeah, it's one of those things where like you would like in the real world you would see establishments that would probably offer, like food for humans but also food for Pokemon. And I just think that's so cool how this world also incorporated that.
Yeah, like definitely around like you could really tell that they had everything figured out. It reminds me of it reminds me of Zootopia.
Yes.
For anybody who's seen that movie, right? Where like when they show
the world
off,
was built.
Yeah.
For the animals.
Ambulance is fun, but it's
Watch
here. Oh, sorry. It just happens on this street, man. There's nothing I can do about it. But yeah, no, it's just these established shots that really look like they have it all figured out. Because yeah, like you said, like we have like the Machamp doing the road duties. You got Ludicolo as like a barista. Like you have not only just them interacting with the world, but also really involved in it and doing normal human jobs.
Yeah.
Which is kind of crazy to see.
I could literally talk about Rhyme City this whole podcast.
Like, yeah, you could literally talk about so many things that they nailed.
So much, that went into just, designing the city.
The world building the movie has is insane. Just everything they put in detail, they put into the environments, the Pokemon themselves, how everything is being interacted with throughout the whole movie is insane.
Yes.
Pretty much.
The art direction as well.
Yes! Like, even just looking at Pikachu's movements. And just, like, he moves just like you would think a Pikachu would.
Yeah. I also really appreciate how, like, you can tell it, like, a different layer, where the outside is, like... I mean, the top layer is, like, yellow, while the inside, especially his belly, is, like, kind of, like, yellowish-white.
Yes!
Yeah.
The fur!
Which some people think was, like, I forget if it was, like, his original design in some form. I did see some art. I don't know if that was, like, originally for the game or, like, a manga or something, but yeah, there is some art, like, way back in the day that actually had him with a white belly.
Yeah.
Which I was like, wow, that's kind of surprising. I don't know if they did that intentionally.
I gotta be honest, I
really
like Pikachu with the white belly.
Looks pretty good.
It's very cute. I'm not sure if I would like it as much in the anime style, but I think that in the movie it works really, really well. I mean, look at this. I'm sorry, you can't you can't see it, but like if you look at
I got some B-roll on in the background with trailers,
like, videos and stuff like him, it just looks so
I
good.
can kind of see that looking at the original Gen 1 Pikachu a bit.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now as well.
Yeah.
God.
Although speaking of Pikachu, I can't believe it's.
Oh, the Pokemon look so good.
It's kind of nuts. Like we've talked about a majority of the movie by now, but. I can't believe we haven't even gotten to talk about the jokes or Pikachu as Ryan Reynolds.
Oh my god.
We haven't even talked about that because, man, just really quick, I wasn't sure about Ryan Reynolds being Pikachu. People always made the immediate joke or, not really joke because people were fairly serious about it. It was just like, hey, it should have been Danny DeVito. He's got that voice. It's the one that you expect when you see something as ridiculous as Detective Pikachu.
Yeah.
Everybody, like, I remember people doing some edits with Danny DeVito being dubbed over it.
No.
People saying, like, oh my god, look, this totally works. We're not crazy. And, well, I can see that working. Definitely by the end of the movie, I can see why it wouldn't have really worked.
At all.
Yeah, because of the shots that they had to do after the fact, After, well, I mean, we're already in the spoiler cast, but after it's revealed that Pikachu is actually Tim's dad, just merged with that Pikachu. But it definitely would have looked weird to see to Smith like right next to Danny DeVito, like with Tim and him. It's like, I don't know, man. Are they really related?
I was gonna say like
Danny DeVito's getting up there.
Yeah, like I know like you wouldn't be very into it, but for me, I would have loved it though. Like if they would have stuck with Danny DeVito.
Oh, I still would have. Don't get it twisted.
Danny DeVito being like his crazy grandpappy.
I still would have loved it. I like after seeing the movie, it's like I understand why, they chose against it.
I'd have been like, Danny DeVito. I'm like, are you his stepdad?
Well, I mean, if they had to change something, is that like obviously Ryan Reynolds, I was the same as the dad, but with Dan DeVito, they would have to like change that to Tim's grandpa or something like that.
Yeah, they would.
They'd have to change it up, but which really, I mean, it wouldn't have changed the plot too much.
Yeah,
but I guess, well, I mean, it would have changed it a bit because it's the daddy issues part of it that kind of makes it more personal. Whereas like if it's about your grandpa, maybe not as much.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, overall, the jokes, oh my god, the second Ryan Reynolds, or like, the second Pikachu shows up and they introduce him, the movie goes from like, pretty good, I can mess with this a little bit, to just like, oh my god, I can't stop laughing at this damn movie. I can't stop laughing because it's like there's some duds, but it's like every other second there's a good one coming your way.
Listen, I still laugh every single time at Pikachu immediately going for the knife.
Every time. Yeah. There are some crazy jokes here that I was like, wow. This is like, I expected it to be very safe considering it's Pokemon, and it's like, it's for kids, right? But wow, just immediately goes to the knife with the A-Palms.
God.
Oh my god. And immediately there's like a... Oh, sorry, Kiriso, you go ahead. Because I might go to something else.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I just love how, like, it's just Ryan Reynolds being Ryan Reynolds. Like, if you're someone that just, like, watch, like, Deadpool and Deadpool 2, like, you definitely know of what he's gonna say, like, in the Pikachu movie. Fucking shouts to him, of like when Pikachu is like getting scratched and he's like, oh yeah, muchas gracias.
Yeah. He literally said, "Sweet mother of Arceus, that feels good." I was like, Jesus Christ.
That's great.
And then like after it, he's like, "What happened?" Like he was so out of it.
It's so good.
The little leg kick was so hilarious.
And then one of my favorite parts too was when the A-Palms were attacking him, right? And they released this Argas, which I gotta ask for everybody here. I know your answer, Amari, because we both talked about it. Did you guys immediately think Team Rocket?
Yeah.
Because I sure did. I was surprised that didn't really lead to anything. And I didn't know if they were going to completely like name drop Team Rocket or maybe like Silphco or like some, not Team Rocket name, like corporate name. But it was surprising that it didn't really tie to anything. It was just kind of weird. It didn't really like hinder the movie or anything for me, but I was just like, oh, okay. I thought it was setting up for something else. But yeah, the whole A-Palm scene happens, which is great. Great introduction to Pikachu and what that's all about. But the part that cracks me up, man, is freaking Tim, or no, like Pikachu's trying to go get help.
Oh my god.
But the joke is, because nobody else can understand him, he's trying to call for help. And it doesn't work. He's like, man, sorry, people are just so insensitive. I tried. I was like, oh my god, that's pretty good.
Oh, fuck.
I will still forever laugh at the crack joke they make.
Yeah, no, because then when Tim's out on the street, like, running around confused like a madman, he just has to explain it, and he thinks that it's because the gas made him understand Pikachu. So he's saying, like, no, man, it's the gas that I put up my nose. It's what...
it's the thing that way.
It's the thing that went up my nose. I'm sorry. Like, you gotta understand, man. I'm saying some crazy shit. Like, oh my god.
Oh my god.
They went there.
Oh my, I love how,
so
like,
mad.
Dude, like, I love how, what is, like when Pikachu was, like, commenting, like, on Tim's, like, with his underwear.
Oh
being
my
like,
god.
those boxers are nice, but I prefer, I'm more of a briefs guy, even though I don't wear underwear.
Oh man, it's just it's all so good, honestly. Yeah. Like the moments between Tim and Pikachu were like easily the best moments in the movie. Jeez. Like between like any other character interactions, except for Pikachu and Psyduck. Pikachu and Psyduck was pretty great too.
Oh my god!
I remember in the car having that soothing music just going on. It's like, I need my soothing music.
Oh my god!
Psyduck,
and then Psyduck just like props up his like foot, like
massage.
He's like trying to thread him.
God,
it's
literally
so
manipulating people into pampering him.
Oh my god! It's just, I love how like just Pikachu, just like his facial features, especially his eyes. You can tell that he's like, God fucking damn it.
He's like, man, we really gotta do this.
Pikachu's just like, oh god. Honestly,
You're lucky I like you so much.
Like Psyduck stole the show for me sometimes. Like...
Psyduck was great too. I'm surprised at some of the callbacks to the anime too, where I don't know if this is just an anime. I could be completely wrong. Maybe it's like a Pokedex entry and I'm just not aware. But I like how they reference back the whole thing where, like, you know, when Psyduck's like really stressed out in that climax with the Torterras and all that, which
oh my god.
I was super glad that Torterra was like in the movie, by the way, because
Yeah.
that's my favorite grass starter Pokemon. So I was like, dope. My other son is also here. A lot of sons are in this movie. But it was cool to see, like, you know, Psyduck being stressed out, and it's like, of course, you already know, if you watch the anime, you know that shit goes down. You don't mess with that.
Oh my god, yeah.
And immediately he's just like, nah, everybody get off me.
When they're being chased by the Greninjas and he has his explosive headache, my favorite part is when, after he does, like, his headache explosion, like, he's like, sigh, and just faints.
Oh my god.
He's just dying.
Dude, he just like passed
I'll
the fuck
pass
out
it out.
after that.
Psyduck's finna pass out. I'm out.
It's like, that's a one and done deal. I'm gone.
Oh, gosh.
No, honestly, Psyduck was so freaking cute. Like, way too cute.
God.
Oh,
I'm trying
man.
to think if there was anything else, but man.
Oh
I
god, the Mr. Mime scene!
oh my
yes.
god, yeah. I
God.
thought, dude. Sorry, I'll let you guys have it first, because, oh my god, I really thought they said most of... I thought they showed all of it in the trailer.
Ah,
Oh, man.
Jesus
There's way too much
Christ.
detail that was in that. Like, literally, the amount of animation they had to do to make Mr. Mime be that lively together
Right?
with the characters was just... How long did that take to actually make? I actually
Oh,
wonder.
man.
Seriously.
That probably took quite a while to make, like, because, you know, Mr. Mime being Mr. Mime, there was, like, a certain attention that had to go, obviously, a lot into body language, but also
Yeah,
expression.
pantomiming. Also the weight, too. Like, you gotta...
Yes.
Oh my god, through the animation, like, you really gotta make that thing feel real.
Yeah.
Ooh.
No, I can probably bet like it took him like at least a few days in order to like get that modeled, rigged, and get that
Yeah.
shit possibly like nicely animated.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
That
even
was
then,
crazy.
later on, when Tim is actually in the same shot interacting with him in the small, invisible room, I'm like, man, that
Oh
couldn't
my
have been easy.
God.
Oh, that... Oh
many
my god,
takes
the
did
amount of
that
direction
take?
you would need.
Oh my-
Seriously.
Yeah, I was gonna say like I wonder like if that's gonna be like like in the bloopers of how many takes it took to get that scene right.
Right?
It's crazy.
That was some pretty nice comedy gold that you don't see every day, though, obviously. It kind of goes into that whole, like, slapstick humor territory.
Yeah.
But, like, my favorite part out of the whole joke was the freaking end.
Yeah.
When, like, he accidentally, like, with
Throws
like,
the
just
match.
subconsciously
Yes.
moving his hand, he set the gas on fire.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I love like the nice touch where they just added sound effects like to this like to the whole charade.
Right? Oh my god.
That was great. That was just a really good scene. Oh my gosh.
That look that they exchanged when it's like, oh shit. Now I'm wondering, is Mr. Mime okay? Like,
Did he
Well-
actually get lit on fire? Wait, what?
did he escape the flames alive?
Well,
Who
quote
knows?
unquote dead.
Is it real to him?
Oh my god. Now I'm wondering about that.
Now someone make a
Gosh.
theory
I'm
about
asking
that.
these questions now.
Oh man. But then aside from that,
Charizard looks so cool.
oh, gosh.
Oh.
This kind of goes to show how much I wasn't like the biggest fan, but I mean, she was alright. But like, you know, Lucy was also a thing, with Psyduck.
Yes.
Yeah.
I feel mean for saying that, but you know, she didn't have as much screen time. She was alright as like
I
a
think
side
in the
character,
scenes
but
where she did appear, she was really cute.
yeah,
But I do wish that we got to see more of her.
yeah.
you know.
Overall, didn't
Yeah.
leave too much of an impression on me, honestly.
Yeah,
she was alright.
yeah. I mean, she was there. I mean, she was pretty much like at least put someone to just at least like a Pokemon trainer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very much. She really gave me I mean, even though like they're really different, but like I was like, oh, it's the Misty of this movie.
Sort of Misty.
Yeah, I
right
didn't
there.
think of it that way.
Sort of. I feel like Misty is a lot like spunkier, a lot like sassier.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, I was
Yeah.
gonna say like if this was Misty though, then yeah, we would got like a whole lot of stuff going on.
Oh yeah. But I think it's mostly just her carrying her baby around that reminded me of Misty. You know, because Misty and her Togepi. Only this time.
Oh,
it's...
Misty and her Psyduck too. Gotta
yeah,
remember. Yeah.
True.
Yeah, Misty
Yeah,
and her
right there.
Psyduck. But then, you know, like seeing Lucy here carrying her Psyduck around, it was kind of like a mishmash of both.
Pretty much.
Yeah, and plus it doesn't have that like what is it, like her Pokemon trainer outfit. It pretty much looks like the female trainers that you can dress up in Pokemon Go.
That's true. Like,
Yeah,
you
definitely
know,
looked
when
like
they went
Pokemon
to the
Go.
forest scenes and when they went to scope out the lab, her outfit really reminded me a lot of like the female Pokemon trainers. It reminded me a lot of like, who is it that I have in mind? I was gonna say May, but it's mostly the color palette that reminded me of May.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's my favorite.
May is cute.
God. I'm trying to think though. No, I mean, I guess from that. Oh, I did like one scene with Lucy that was when they were both trying to do the cool thing where like it's highly confidential. We're both at the same place, you know, like they're at the cafe place.
Oh my
But
god!
they're
yeah,
trying to
I love
play
that
it cool,
scene.
and then it completely fails. It's like, you know what? Just come over here. Just sit over here. It's gonna be a lot easier.
Lucy is a dork.
That's pretty good.
I did like that part about her. Like she was pretty. Like she was a fucking weirdo.
Yeah,
For lack of better
exactly.
words.
It's like so right out of my mouth, Mari.
Like she was a fucking weirdo, but I think that's part of the reason why I liked her. Like I know that lots of people don't like her precisely because of that reason, but
Yeah, I'm just with you though, where I think it would have been nice to have a few more scenes.
yeah, I feel like we didn't really get to know her enough or see her interactions with Tim enough, to kind of, for me, make the romance budding between them believable. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, like they
Yeah.
mentioned it,
kind
but it
of-
didn't go
it
anywhere
was
by
just
the
kind
end.
of slapped on, you know?
Yeah, it felt like it was like a throwaway line.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you can just tell like with like Pikachu being like, "Hey, buddy, you should get that."
Hey, buddy, you should probably tap that. You know what I'm saying?
Oh god.
I could just imagine Ryan Reynolds saying, I mean, I would. I don't know about you, but I would.
Okay, you know what's the one thing? You know who Lucy reminded me a lot of?
Who?
80s April from the Ninja Turtles.
Oh, yeah. I can see
being
that.
like a, being
Being
a
a reporter
news-
and all that.
you
Yeah.
know,
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
aspiring-
From TMNT 80s.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
April was actually a newscaster, but, Lucy wanting to be, like, a newscaster and, like, being, like, really, really determined to get that story, pretty much.
Get
It
that
reminded me
scoop.
a lot of it. Yes.
Scoop.
Especially when she went undercover. Like, and she was like, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna pretend to be you.
I'll do it.
I'll
Yeah,
do it.
that was pretty good. That was one good scene she had, too.
She, like,
She was gonna take
the
that. She's like, I'm just
newscaster
gonna fool you.
was being a jerk to her, pretty much.
Oh yeah.
And she's like, hey, hold my jacket. And she's like, you know what? Fine. Yeah, I will. And, like, she put her jacket on and, like, pretended to be her. I was like, yas, girl.
I remember when I saw it in theaters, I just did the Jurassic Park joke and just said, clever girl.
Oh, that's great.
It was pretty great.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of like characters like barely like having any screen time was the whatchamacallit, I believe it was the chief officer or something like that who works with like Tim's dad, like in the detective business.
Yeah, he only had like 2.
Yeah, but shout out to that guy, shout out to the actor who was in Godzilla. I saw a trailer of him in the Godzilla movie before the movie played.
Yeah, he's
Oh,
in the Godzilla movie, remember?
Yeah.
It has,
Was it Ken Watanabe? I feel like I'm
Yes.
butchering that name.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
thank God.
Ken Watanabe.
Thank God I went with my jellies.
I love that guy.
Damn
Ken Watanabe.
He
He's a
said
good
the
actor.
word.
Got him.
I remember watching him in Memoirs of a Geisha too.
Yeah, no, he's great. I was surprised he was in this movie.
I feel like Ken Watanabe is, if there's ever a Hollywood movie that, take place in Japan or needs, like, a Japanese person, Ken Watanabe is, like, always the go-to.
Yeah, he's, I see him in a lot of movies.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I forgot to mention before we get to the ridiculous climax of this, because we're getting close to the end of all the points I would want to talk about. Yeah, although, you guys can feel free to add anything. I was very excited to see, for a brief moment in the newspaper, my son Totodile was also there.
Oh, yeah!
I was through the roof. That is my favorite starter of all time. So I'm just like, God bless. He's here. He's looking cute.
I'm
I want
still
one.
laughing at how, like, Totodile has literally been your favorite since childhood.
Ever.
And it hasn't changed.
It'll never change.
Meanwhile, my favorite Pokemon has changed quite a bit.
Oh, well, I don't know if he's, like, my favorite Pokemon. He's my favorite starter.
Yeah.
But no, I'd say Totodile is, like, up there. Oh my god. But I do like Raichu quite a bit. But,
it's
man.
kind of like me. Actually, no, I lied. Ever since I was little, my favorite starter... Wait, no, I lied. I don't even remember. Wait, was Cyndaquil a starter?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember you like Cyndaquil quite a bit.
Yes.
Yeah.
But, like, it's been so long. Like, I haven't played an actual game where Cyndaquil was, like, the starter. I don't think I played that game.
Yeah.
No, you played it when you were younger, yeah, because it was just Gen 2.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
They've never been, like,
Cyndaquil
official starters
is
than any
literally
other
the
ones.
cutest thing ever, but it's such a tragedy that, like, once it evolves, I'm just like, no.
That's always the fear. I mean, we're gonna date this podcast a little bit, but I guess if anybody's curious, I'm on Team Grookey, but I worry about his evolution stage. I forget you're also on Team Grookey too, right, Mari?
Yes, yeah.
I'm
like,
on Team
please
Shoot,
don't
damn
mess
it.
it up.
I'm a little worried because it was kind of the same thing with me and who was it? Who was it that, like, I really, really liked? Oh! Yes, I remember now. What's his name?
Oh, what game was it? Give me something here.
I don't remember. The little cute otter one.
Oshawott?
Oh,
Yes!
Oshawott.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Why do I know that right off the...
I got so freaking mad because I loved Oshawott, but then he evolved, and it's just like, please.
Yeah, that
No,
last evolution's a little
This
rough.
is awful.
It's...
So I'm just a little scared of it being a situation like that too. I'm also scared of growing way too attached to, like, a certain design, kind of like with Rowlet, and refusing to evolve it ever.
Yeah, although
I'm
Rowlet
just
didn't
like-
really get a bad trade.
Yeah.
He didn't, but at the same time, I'm just like, Rowlet is so cute and round and tiny and portable. I don't wanna evolve him.
Yeah.
Stay that way.
It's
Well,
always a
speak-
struggle.
Well, speaking of evolutions,
That's a very good segue, my good man. My god, you
I'm
are
sorry, I know we kind of like veered off, but
good. No, it's fine. Well, actually, wait, Shin, I forget. What's the starter that you're gonna get on Sword and Shield? To the people.
Oh, probably Score Bunny.
Okay. Yeah, I've seen a lot of Score
Good
Bunnies
choice.
too. I think Score Bunny might
Softball
be
is
the most
good
popular one.
too.
I think that's my second favorite
Yeah.
out of
Yeah.
starters. I would
I'm
say.
just so biased towards monkeys. I'm like, this is all. Like, it's not even because it's a grass type or anything else. It's just a monkey.
I've
It ain't
always
my
been
gym shirt, though.
particularly fond of grass types. I feel that if I were a Pokemon trainer, I would go for grass types primarily.
Grass types are actually usually pretty solid throughout the whole, like, in terms of, like, designs, are actually, like, probably the most stable.
Yeah.
yes. So by the way, so let's talk about the magic of evolution in the movie.
Yeah, Harry, I think his name was.
Yeah,
this
Harry.
big old sleaze ball. By the way, that Eevee showed up for a second on, like, the front office and then just randomly
Just
evolved into a
nonchalantly-
Flareon.
Yeah, just nonchalant. Be like, hey, it's a Flareon. Hi.
Hey, look at this!
Man, it
Isn't-
should have been Jolteon. Fuck this.
Also, the magic card evolved magically.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that was a great scene too. Yeah, the bait and switch where Pikachu just kicks him. Oh my god, we forgot to talk about that scene. That was just really quick. That was cool too. How, like, the Lodgers were used as, like, the sound system for the
Yes,
cage
I love
match.
that part.
I love that little attention to detail because, like, that entire line is very, like, sound system based as, like, the theme. So that was great. I don't know the guy's name if he was ever name dropped in the movie, but whoever was the guy that owned the Charizard, my god, he was a literal cartoon character.
Oh my god!
Like,
I
his
freaking
acting
love
was
that
so
guy.
heavy. I was like, okay, we are officially in. strap in because it's just gonna be like this for the next like 7 minutes.
I love that guy so much, and because he felt like such a cartoon character, I felt like he really fit right at home in like a Pokemon universe type of setting. Like
Yes.
you could easily envision a character that like wild in a Pokemon game.
Like here's the thing I imagine with him is that like this is how I imagine if we had like a Mexican drug cartel, drug cartel in a Pokemon game.
Pretty much. I love how Pikachu is just like, all I see are nipples.
Oh my god.
Yeah. But by the way, is that like shouts to that fight scene? First, it was like Gengar and what was it, the Pokemon that was fighting Gengar?
It's between Gengar and a
Blastoise.
Oh yeah, Blastoise. There we go.
Yeah, because he's using all these friggin'.
Why was my stupid ass about to say Tortoise?
That's the next evolution right there.
I think I literally mixed Torterra with like Blastoise in my head, and it was just like, you know what? Tortoise.
Oh wait, I'm not gonna lie. Like for a moment, like wait, I thought you were gonna say tortilla.
Tortilla.
Tortilla. Oh my god.
Yo.
What's like
get
tortilla
out.
Pokemon? Please, dude. Wait, just give me that. I'll play the next Pokemon game day one. But anyways,
God.
but yeah, no, like I did like did chuckle a lot like during like the fight scene between like Pikachu and Charizard.
Yeah. Well, even though Pikachu was mostly running away from Charizard.
Well, that's the
It
point.
was
It's
just
just like
growling on the ground, but
The way
Yeah.
Shin said that was like, well, settle down now. He was just crawling on the ground.
yes, I thought like he was just like kneeling on the ground and being like Pika in very high pitch.
I still love that though, where he's really trying to
God.
do a thunderbolt. It's just no.
Dude, it
Can't
looked
do it.
like it's just like the way like he was trying to do thunder, but it looks like he was trying to pass off gas.
Yeah,
Pretty
he
much.
looked like he was trying to drop.
fart.
No, here's the
God.
thing: is that like I was expecting a fart, but I laughed harder that he didn't even fart.
Oh my god.
God, I do like that little exchange between Tim and Pikachu though, where Tim was like calling out some moves, like quick attack and thunderbolt, but he's saying like, Volt Tackle is your best move, and I like, God,
Oh,
that
God,
that whole
I
little
really love
exchange,
that
again
exchange.
is just like really faithful, because then he's saying like, Pikachu's just saying like, no man, I can't do that because I'm gonna be wiped out after I use it, which you suffer from like recoil damage in the game, and it's a pretty risk it all move when you use it in the game. So I was like, that's really cool. Once again,
Yeah.
it's just like the attention to detail, even in just those little moments, not even in just the visuals, but just in the conversations, is really well done.
I think that for me, it was also the fact that, like, it just went along so well with Tim's character and how he wanted to be a Pokemon trainer, but that didn't work out. So
Yeah.
seeing that little smidgen of that childhood dream of wanting to
Yeah,
be a
and
Pokemon
he knows.
trainer.
He did the research when he was young,
Like, Yeah, like, just seeing that, like, a little glimpse of it, I was like, aw,
Kind of feels bad, a little bit of sweet.
I feel sad. Because it's like, maybe he could have been a good Pokemon trainer.
Could have been
Yeah.
champion. Damn it.
Yeah.
Saw that
Could've been
Sinnoh
the
championship
master.
poster in his room. So many
That was great, too.
freaking
That's
Easter
very
eggs.
Seeing those
best.
posters, that's so cool to me,
Dude, I shudder to imagine the person. I don't know if they would do it as like a DVD or Blu-ray extra. I shudder to imagine the person that has to do the Easter egg bonus feature for this behemoth of a video of a freaking movie. Because my God, it's in every frame. Like you'd have to pause on a frame for like minutes and
Yep.
point out every single one. Somebody's
Mhm.
gonna do it. Somebody's gonna be crazy enough to do it.
Yeah. Someone's gonna go through every single scene and be like, here are all the Easter eggs.
Game Explain, get on that, please.
Every single one. Oh my god.
Yeah, having Pikachu sing the freaking Pokemon theme. The OG.
Oh yeah,
Oh
I was
my
about to mention that
God.
too. Oh, it was so bad. Nobody was singing in the theater. Everybody restrained themselves.
But,
But-
there were some laughs.
My theater was mostly empty.
Oh,
It was
definitely
just,
laughed.
nobody was singing, but I was
Yeah.
humming to it.
Oh, dude, I was so disappointed that like no one, even like like people that just saw the show or like just saw the show, like they never sang like along with it. I was like, oh, you guys.
Yeah.
You guys suck.
But it's nice to have the whole theater to myself.
Oh well,
Actually,
you know that's where it is.
How was it for you guys? Because for us, it was well, I mean, it's Syracuse, New York. There ain't really much. Like, it wasn't like a full theater, but we did get some pretty good seats.
Yeah.
Thankfully, like I made in a tweet, we didn't get the pit of shame. That's all I wanted to avoid going to see the movie. Nobody wants the pit of shame.
Most of the back was full.
Because it really is. Like, you're looking at it, it's like, oh my god, why am I here? I'd rather, like, sometimes I've heard nightmare stories of people being, like, all the way, like, near, like, the first 3 rows.
Oh, God.
And they're just like, I'd rather not watch the movie.
I've actually been through
I don't
that
blame you.
experience.
Be so strange, like, watching literally the movie like this. You have to lean your head back.
Yeah.
I'm like, no thanks.
It's quite strange. But no, it was pretty good. It wasn't as packed as I thought it would be, but still a good amount of people showed up. Definitely more than what I'm used to when I go to the theaters.
Enough people for you to be like, let's get into the movie theater early so we actually get decent seats.
Mm-hmm.
Because most of the back was it was pretty much taken.
Yeah.
GG.
Although, how was it for you, Kitty Soul?
Oh, for me it wasn't too bad. Like, thankfully, like the GG's to reserve seating that I was able to get like a really good spot. The only awkward part like about like during the movie like in the theater is that I don't know like what's going on, but there was like something wrong with the sound system in the other theaters. It sounded like there was like an earthquake happening.
What?
Oh my god.
It
Like,
went
the speakers were so
boom.
loud on blast that you heard it in your... Oh, man.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
Damn.
Yeah, it was so weird, and then it doesn't help that like there's like a couple like on my left, just like cuddling together and then slowly making out throughout the movie. And obviously like the girl being like, "Oh my god, it's so cute."
I was like, who, the guy or Pikachu?
What?
God.
Well, obviously like yeah, you know what, that is a really good question.
I would like chill. Look at the Pikachu. He's cuter than your boyfriend.
Facts.
Get your boyfriend.
Shots fired.
Yes, that's how it.
What is that joke? This is the ideal male body. You may not like it.
But it's at its peak right there.
God.
But
like, I'm sorry, but how could you ever turn your attention away when there's a fluffy ass Pikachu on the screen with a milk mustache? Hello.
If I upload the Spoilercast as like its own separate video for the heck of it, I might. But it'll probably still be in the podcast. I'm probably literally gonna use just a picture of Pikachu taking a sip with that mug.
Oh, the cafefe.
It's so good.
Yeah.
I'm wondering how Pikachu likes his coffee.
Well, probably
Does
like
Pikachu like lattes?
well, he
All
doesn't
of
like
the
Is he
above.
an
cappuccino
espresso
though.
guy or a coffee guy?
He probably just
I mean,
takes
he's sassy,
everything.
so he probably likes it a little bitter.
No.
Maybe.
Who knows?
Yeah,
But-
who knows though. But anyways, is that overall, I mean, like it was nice. The only thing that sucks was that like I had like a gift card where it was like $10. But the problem is that like most of the theaters are very expensive. The theater I got this gift card for are very expensive, and
Mhm.
I had to see it on a Tuesday for wait for a cheap deal.
Yeah.
So I didn't
That's how it
get
would be.
I didn't go to like my preferred theater where it's like you get like think of it as like lazy boy chairs with like recliner seats for the price of
Oh man.
for like regular price actually, like not premium.
Oh, I think that
Damn, that's not bad.
we have a place like that here. It's called Movie Tavern, but
Yeah.
I think they're opening. They're the best days to go on are on like Tuesdays.
Yeah.
I actually
But
didn't even know about
one day
that.
we have to go there, Trow,
That'd be
because
super
I
down for
hear
that.
they have like good seats and good food and stuff.
Yee. I go to it. I'll check it out.
It's more like a dinner theater.
Okay.
Nice. But speaking of which, it's like, hey Shin, how was having like the entire theater to yourself?
Well, there was like only a few people, but it was mostly myself. But it was nice. I don't know.
It's like spread your arms out.
I was able to take whatever I want, put my stuff on the side of my seat, just relax and just watch.
Yeah,
Just
I can
a
imagine
big,
like
nice
rest
screen.
Yeah, I can imagine you just like spread your arms, just rest your legs on the other seat that's like empty.
I could become lazy. It's not
God.
like
God.
people will be yelling out their freaking mouths like I watched with another movie before, where they're
Oh.
just
Oof.
yelling all the time whenever some hype moment happens. I kind of miss that a little bit, but
Yeah.
it's nice to have have everything calm and just watch the movie and be relaxed.
Yeah.
That's the one thing that I'll definitely say about my sister. We definitely are guilty of being some of the louder people in the audience when it comes to watching movies. Granted, like the time and place. Like when it's a funny joke, we just like unabashedly just laugh out loud.
God, yes.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And also just to make sure we're not too lost, is that like should we get to the conclusion of the movie?
Yes, I was about to get to that after we had this whole portion. But yeah, we're basically gonna be close to wrapping up here soon.
Yeah.
So we're just gonna get into the ridiculous climax because oh my god, that shit was a straight up video game.
Oh my
Like,
god.
that was
the
ridiculous.
climax of the movie was so wild.
It's
almost meme worthy.
It's like, listen, stage 1, we'll take over Mewtwo with a neural device. Completely hijack it. Stage 2, the hot air blimps, or balloons rather, for the parade
We'll
are filled
release
with
the
nothing
gas.
but the R gas.
It's
Stage 3,
drugs.
I will use that gas to merge them all with every single human and Pokemon together, joined as one, because that is the master race.
God.
And I
Master
will have
Race's
this. You will
Pokemon.
join me in this evolution. I was like, man, what the fuck?
I literally think that guy was so freaking lonely. I was just like, I'm so alone here. It's like, if I'm gonna transfer myself into a Pokemon, might as well take everyone with me. Because it's like, what if I'm the only Pokemon guy in town? I can't
Oh
have
my
that.
gosh.
Oh man. The other thing that also actually that made my eyes go wild was the like those like hologram recordings like in the movie.
Yeah, those are pretty cool.
Oh, those were so cool.
It
Man.
like it's just like the way they pull it off is just super amazing. Like the one on the tower, and then especially when they were looking at the like the security footage like from Mewtwo like in the lab
Yes.
was really insane.
Oh my god. Yeah, that was really cool. But it really makes you think of this world and how it's kind of like a semi-future, well, not even semi, it's like a very futuristic world, but it's still really grounded and, like, say, like, today's age a little bit. It's, like,
Yeah.
futuristic without it being, like, I don't know.
Like, completely sci-fi.
Completely sci-fi. Kind of like, comparing it kind of a little bit to, Detroit Become Human. But,
Yeah,
like,
the PS4 game.
yeah, pretty much. Kind of like where it's, it's the future, but
Androids
we're
have
not
taken
quite
over.
at like, like hover cars and floating cities and shit.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
The Roomba is the future.
Oh, the Roombas, but
we're heading in that direction, folks. I
I
mean, the frickin' what's it called? The smart cars.
Yeah. No, we're definitely getting to that point where, yeah, stuff is almost automated now.
Yeah.
It's nuts.
Yeah.
But yeah, getting back to the climax itself, though. Oh my god, it was pretty uncanny seeing,
Oh god, Mewtwo went from looking like a
Mewtwo's-
Pokemon to looking like...
yeah, looking like he
Pokemon
really
old
was
man
merged with that
hybrid.
old man. Like, I looked at those teeth and those marks on his skin, and I was like, oh,
Ugh.
this is a little...
Mewtwo, you've seen some better days.
Yeah. No.
Merging with a human did nothing for you.
Yeah. Oh my god. Actually, speaking of Mewtwo, is that like before I got to that part where like remember the part where like when they were like trying to run away like from the lab,
Yeah.
and there was
Yeah.
like those like what was the name of the Pokemon that became fucking like gargantuan?
Torterra.
Totara.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah. Like. What is it? That part was like pretty cool, and then seeing like the part where like all the Bulbasaurs like coming in, to help out like
Yeah, because
this
Pikachu
almost-
gets knocked out by a single rock.
by a single pebble that killed Pikachu. A single
Listen, that
pebble. I
wasn't
repeat.
a pebble.
To the
It wasn't a
heart.
pebble. but
Straight
It was,
Yeah.
it was a big rock.
right to the
Alright.
tummy. Which probably is the heart, because it's so small and
It,
round.
prob- it probably depends on
Like, there's no way
where
would have
it hit
avoided
to.
the heart.
Apparently, what his
Yeah.
lungs
I
are the
don't-
size of grapes. Whatever
Yeah.
it was.
I don't know where the rock hit, but apparently it was enough to cause a fatal blow to Pikachu.
Feels
Oh my
bad.
god, like, literally that part, everyone's at the same part with, like, in Kingdom Hearts 2, where, like, Goofy got knocked the fuck out.
Oh my god, yeah. What?
Oh.
Oh my god.
Yo, who's walking around? Sorry. The more I look at like trailer clips, the more I'm like, who the frick like literally wanders around with a like do trio?
Oh, don't tree. Yeah.
I'm just like, I would keep that in his Pokeball. That's too big.
Wow. Damn. Discrimination up in here.
I'm like, might as well just ride the Do Trio everywhere.
Gotta do them like that.
Sit on it, and it's gonna be like, it'll take you anywhere.
But,
Sorry, I can't.
Oh,
Just,
that.
like,
But anyways,
running
is
out
that,
random shit.
like, I find it, like, a pretty cool, where, like, you see, like, you know, the Bulbasaurs, and then you got the mushroom Pokemon, which I don't remember who it was, since I didn't play anything above, like, X and Y, but...
yeah, I forgot them too. They kind of look like jellyfish.
They reminded me of a mix of jellyfish and flowers. Wait, jellyfish and mushrooms and will-o-wisps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, that's really fun to say.
Yeah, and then that's when, you know, we got, like, the plot reveal about Mewtwo being like, oh, you know, he has, like, his own purpose in life.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which I think at that point when he kind of put him on like the stone, I had some ideas as to, you know, well, at least for me, I don't know when I clicked with you guys, but that's when I kind of got suspicious and thinking, like, you know, it's probably his dad in there. Because it seemed like you knew him quite a bit beforehand. I was like, okay. Seems like you probably helped him out there, did him a solid on that whole, like, lab explosion, or when people thought he died. So, I don't know, for me, I was kind of like, you know, raising some flags there. I'm surprised that it was actually right, but it does make sense. Considering by the climax, you know, when they're trying to merge everybody, you know, you're thinking like, wait, but that's already happened with the Pikachu. So, like, you know, for most people, you probably already have it figured out by then. But yeah, overall, the climax was just nuts. That really felt like straight up like, that straight up felt like some video gamey shit.
Bro, it was super cool seeing Pikachu use his moves though. That bolt
Yeah.
tackle.
No, that looked really nice.
I was like, chill.
Yeah, I was like, thank God, he got it, he doing it. It's cool.
I was waiting for that moment.
Yeah.
But then I also like how he even knew that it was probably gonna be a risky move to use anyway, but he was just, you know, like using it as a distraction. I was like, okay, that's cool. It wasn't just like this big like anime explosion and he wins, you know.
He wins. I think he passed out for a while after using it.
Oh no, he definitely did. Yeah.
Oh yeah, because of like of the recoil damage.
Yeah.
The other thing I want to point out is like at the part like when they're just like jumping around like in the floats. I'm like, I don't know
that
if
looked
this is
really
you guys,
good,
but
actually.
why does it like remind me of like the Poke Floats for Melee?
Oh yeah. No, absolutely around the Poke Floats. I was like, yo, can we get that back and Smash Ultimate?
I'm sorry, guys, but whenever you say Poke Floats, I'm thinking of like the drink. The
Oh my
floats,
god!
like a cola float or something.
Oh
with
my
some vanilla,
god.
but like Pokemon themed.
Lord, no.
Yes, I was gonna say
Listen,
like I think that's
That's a
probably
problem
like,
waiting to happen.
I think that's probably like a thing in Japan with a Pokemon cafe or something like that.
Oh, I don't doubt it. If there's a Kirby cafe, there's gotta be one.
Yeah. I actually asked like my friend about that, since she's like currently in Japan at the moment.
Yeah, oh, I'm so jealous, because, dude, you have, like, so much more, like, perspective on things that I don't. God, I don't know a thing about, like, Japanese stuff, but you do. Ah, I'm so jelly.
Yeah, it's crazy, but
I'm so jelly, I feel it in my jellies.
Well, you do feel in your jellies, don't you? Or better yet, I mostly feel it in my bones.
Like, I was just like, it's just not as good. That's pretty good. But yeah, then, okay, so this is probably, like, the last part of it. You know, it's just like, okay, it's a pretty cool climax. It was a little predictable, like, you know, where the twists were going. If you're older, you know, you got most of that stuff figured out. That's ultimately why I went to see the movie, though, you know, so I was like, oh, it's cool. Honestly, well, I'll get into that later. That's, like, more so, like, closing thoughts. But, this kind of ties into my last question. Because, you know, afterwards the movie wraps up, and you actually see Ryan Reynolds, like, the actual actor, in there as Tim's dad, because, you know, Mewtwo splits him up again. But, this is where I wonder, okay, so, you know, it's like a big happy ending, Tim stays with his dad a bit longer, it's very wholesome, it's very good, but, This is my big question, because I gotta hear what you guys have to say for, like, ridiculous ideas.
Alright.
A sequel has been confirmed.
Oh.
There's no date. It's probably gonna be 2021 or 2022. You know, like, who knows? Probably a while from now, but it is confirmed.
Man, I can't believe we're heading into the 2020s.
How the heck are they gonna do a sequel after an ending like that? Like, is it gonna be Tim's mom? Is it gonna be
Maybe
someone
Tim becomes
else?
a detective.
How are they gonna do a sequel with this? Like, I'm sure they can. I'm not saying it's not impossible, but I'm just like, it's weird, right? Because you can tell it feels like it was made to be standalone. It's like one of those things where you're just like, it feels like they didn't leave any loose ends exactly. Like, I feel like if they did a sequel, it'd just be like resetting or redoing the premise.
Yeah.
But that's what gets me. It's like, how would they redo it? It's kind of nuts.
Oh my god, that's true. Because it's like now Pikachu can't talk. He
Yeah.
ain't Ryan Reynolds anymore.
Yeah, like, do they use Ryan Reynolds again? Then, like, another
Does something
Pokemon's
happen
body?
where, like,
We'll
Ryan
see.
Reynolds is used with Pikachu again?
Or maybe, what if in the sequel, they finally grab Danny DeVito?
Oh
Oh my
gosh.
god.
Oh god.
He somehow merges. Pikachu just keeps merging with a with a whole bunch of different comedic actors, and
Oh
that's
my
the Detective
God.
Pikachu franchise. Oh my god! I seriously don't know how they're going to do.
Well, that is the other thing, too. Who even knows if it's going to be called Detective Pikachu 2? Because
No.
that would answer a lot of questions.
Yeah,
right?
like it might not even be a Detective Pikachu.
Yeah, it might not even have the Pikachu.
Like,
Who
what
knows?
if it's just like a live action Pokemon movie, like another live action?
I mean, I'd still be down for it either way, though, because after seeing this, I think it's great.
I'm like, what if they went in the direction of actually following a Pokemon trainer's journey?
I could see that working. I mean, it'd probably still have to have a mystery aspect to it. But, yeah, I mean, honestly, I'm down for anything, because this is the main thing, too, right? Like, I'm getting into, like, closing thoughts and stuff. Honestly, I think the movie is overall a very fun time. You know, it doesn't have to be this amazing movie,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
I think for what it was very fun. I really had a great time with it. I really want to see it again. Honestly, I just don't have, I just don't want to fork the money for
It
it,
was
but
that fun to watch.
it's tempting to go back and see it, honestly, in theaters. But, you know, it's this thing where, like, it doesn't have to be this big old thing. But for what it is, considering the landscape and what we know as video game adaptations, this is, like, the first genuinely good one. In some cases, not even just for fans, but I think it works in a lot of ways for people trying to get into Pokemon, or, you know, like we said, for a lot of us, people who have fallen off the radar for the series for a bit, you know, because it gets a little bit samey. It's also nice for people like me who want to still appreciate this world and these characters and all these, like, wonderful designs,
Yeah.
and just see it in a whole new perspective and a whole new light. I think it just really works on several levels.
Yeah.
But the thing, too, that it's like, I'm not even mad at... The biggest complaint I have is the writing, but it's because, you know, it gets so predictable, and I feel like the second act is a little bit too weak for my liking, compared to everything else in the movie.
There's probably, like, a few things that don't make much sense either. A few things that didn't really need to be there, you know?
Yeah. But ultimately, I don't really care, because it hit my expectations of just wanting a very fun Pokemon movie. You know, like, this is the thing.
Didn't
That's
really take away from the
yeah,
movie
like,
for
it's
me.
where the bias comes in, where it's like, I'm just satisfied on so many other levels that the fact that the only complaint I have is some of the writing for a video game adaptation for a Pokemon movie is nuts. That is literally the only fault I could, like, claim with this movie.
Yep.
Yeah.
Is that it's a little weak on the writing standpoint. But the fact that they nailed the CG, they nailed the comedy,
The world.
the acting was also pretty solid too. Like, it's just, it works. The soundtrack was really good too, from, like, the little bit that I heard, you know, because like my sister was saying, it had well, when we were done watching the movie, it had, like, some retro sound effects mixed in with a little bit of synth in there too. So
Yeah.
it kind of gave it this nice, like, retro vibe to it.
Yeah.
But it's, like, solid little check marks all across the board, you know. It's just, it played it a little bit safe with the writing, but I'm totally fine with that if it means that, you know, they can go experimental or try something a little different on the next one. Because I understand them playing it safe with this. It's a big big brand.
Yeah.
And, you know, like, the company's probably going to be like, hold on, let's see how this works.
It seems like they didn't want to take, like, any big risks.
Yeah.
You know, they wanted to see, kind of like, you know, test the waters a bit.
Yeah, and, like, while the story was pretty safe, like, it was very much like a kid's mystery. It reminds you a lot of, like, Scooby-Doo, you know, where you can kind of see it coming a little bit.
Yeah.
But it's still fine. But in some other ways, it took risks with, like, the art style, and it took some risks with the some of the jokes that were in there were a little more risque than I was expecting. So it's a nice mix, honestly. It's, like, definitely has its own style to it, and I really appreciate it.
Yes.
Freaking love this movie, dude.
I want to add something.
Good.
You saw the credits,
Yeah, no, by all
right?
means.
Yes!
Oh, yes!
The credits are great.
Oh, I'm so mad I didn't get to appreciate them
I forgot to
fully.
mention that. Oh, good call.
I'm so mad I didn't get to appreciate them fully, but that's because I really had to go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
By the end of the movie.
But literally,
So I literally had to rush out of the theater, but oh my god, the artwork was so nice.
but
like,
adapting the
fact that
characters
they
to
drew-
anime forms.
Yeah.
Yes!
So the old, like, 90s anime form, I was like, I can't
And I
even.
was like,
Not
Not even that,
wow.
like, the old, like, concept art you would see for the games, too, like, were very tight to that. I was like, that's crazy. That is absolutely nuts.
That was so cute. Like,
Yeah,
really awesome attention to, like, detail, you know, calling back to, like, the games and everything. It's just, God, I don't know. Like, you can tell when a movie is made, you can freaking tell when the people who were behind it had fun making it and really, really like the series. I feel that when I watch this movie,
Oh, I forgot one thing. I'll
people
mention
just
after this.
like the people behind it really genuinely liked Pokemon.
Yeah. No, absolutely. And it shines through the entirety of the
It
movie.
just feels like it
It's-
could have been an actual animation.
Yeah,
Literally, it could have been just an anime movie. And boom.
it
Done.
really could have.
And it could have been a game
It just
too.
works.
Just the story works as a game as well. I'm guessing it adapts to the
Yeah.
Detective Pikachu game, but
Yeah. But the fact that it's also, like, a new medium, too, I feel like it might make some new fans, or,
yeah.
who knows? It might branch out to things that, you know, we're not really expecting, but it's nice. I'm glad to see the series taking risks. Maybe not in the games. The games are still pretty safe. But if they could branch out to other projects like this, it's crazy. I went from not caring about the game and never playing Detective Pikachu to now just like, I like the movie. I didn't need to play that to appreciate this, and it's great. The one thing I forgot to mention, though, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention this, because, man, this is another fan joke that you will only get if you're a fan of the series. I mean, you can get it on a surface level, but it might not click with you right away. Yo, can we talk about that Ditto being the villain all along?
Yeah.
And the
God.
reason that it wore shades was because it still couldn't get its eyes right and still had the beady little eyes from the freaking anime
Oh my
episode.
That was
God.
great.
I was like, oh my god, this is peak. This is the peak of, like, fan
Pretty
service. It's like so many layers to that. Oh my god, that was great. I couldn't
Kudos to
believe
the
they actually went through
animators,
with that.
CG creators, everything about Ditto was just perfect.
Oh my god.
Dude, I just really love how, like, they just, like, made Ditto into the most evil, cynical thing ever. And
Yeah,
they just
I
pulled it
was
great.
surprised. Oh man.
Who was the was it Pikachu that said no one likes your Ditto?
God.
Just singing
That was
Machamp
great.
form with
Aw,
its
man.
beady eyes.
So good. I don't know. You can tell that a lot of love and care. went
Oh, yeah.
into it.
Oh, yeah.
Honestly, I think that was the most important thing for me. It didn't have to be perfect from, like, a writing standpoint, but it's just kind of like a thing where it's like, is this being treated as a cash grab, or is this a love project?
It's a
Yeah.
love letter.
Is it a love letter
Yeah.
for fans?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I feel that it was definitely, like, obviously, you know, the movie is making tons of money because it's freaking Pokemon, but at the same time,
But it's also succeeding because of
didn't-
word of mouth. Like,
yeah,
whoever
it
is
didn't
watching
really
this
rely on
podcast
that.
and it's still in theaters, like, please go out and watch it if you're a fan. Like, seriously.
yes,
Yep.
Easy recommendation. Go for it. You won't regret it.
it's
Yep.
so good. And honestly, that's the best thing that I can say for this movie.
Yep.
If it shows me that you genuinely love, like, you know, you just kind of see this sea of video game and just video game movies or whatever, and it's just, it kind of becomes a little too apparent that it's just a cash grab. Or, you know, like, in the case of the Sonic movie, they tried to change a little too much, you know, and it's just kind of like, well, like, if you feel the need to, like, change everything like that, it's like, do you really love, like, you know, the series for what it is? You know, like, do you really love the character designs? So it's just like, you know, like, even looking at, like, the Sonic movie and the fact that they strayed so far from, like, the actual Sonic design, I'm like, do you really, like, respect and love?
Yeah, that's the biggest thing, respect,
like,
too.
Mhm.
It goes both ways.
You know, like, the fact that they wanted to change Sonic that much just to, you know, Hollywood Sonic!
Can't
More
budge on
like-
those eyes.
More like
Yep.
Satanic Hedgehog.
Yep. Also, shout out to
It's-
oh my god, shout out to just like to Yuji Naka, who watched Detective Pikachu, and then after commenting, being like, "I hope my son enjoys the Sonic movie."
You know.
I didn't see that yet.
Hey,
I saw it on a tweet. I'm like, oh man.
Marcos, you saw the
But
freaking
it's-
Sonic movie trailer right before you saw the movie, right?
Oh god, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
Yes.
happened the same thing to me.
Oh.
I'm like, oh, well, I hope the redesign is good, but you know,
Yeah.
I hope they stay
Yeah.
as
That's
faithful as the Detective Pikachu movie, and more likely
Yeah.
than not, they're
Oh,
not
man.
gonna stay as faithful. But
Probably not.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember the director for Pikachu, or one of them on staff, I think when the trailer came out for Sonic, we said, like, I don't envy this man's position.
yeah, pretty
He
much.
literally said that. I was
It's
like,
I
yeah,
don't...
yeah.
Yeah,
It's-
it's pretty crazy. But yeah, I will add like a little bit of my closing thoughts is that like I'm glad that I'm able, you know, to like enjoy this movie from a low expectations, because the only thing I really want for this movie is just, you know, have fun and just enjoy, you know, some jokes and just the whole experience throughout.
Enjoy some jokes.
Yes, because I need some jokes, goddamn, especially from Pikachu.
Man.
It's true.
Pikachu, Detective Pikachu was, it was the refreshment I needed. Like, I was getting high-key stressed.
I mean, it really is, like, not even just from, like, video game adaptations, but, like, in a sea of Marvel movies, and, you know, you see, like, the
Dark
same
and
type of
gritty.
movies come out for a while, like Star Wars movies coming out almost every other year. It's nice to see something that's, like, standalone. You can just enjoy it, and you don't need to worry too much about sequels or things that you need to
Yeah.
get caught up on. It's just nice to just go in, just have a fun time, relax, and just,
It's not
Go
a
for the ride.
continuation of anything.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, like I'm just glad, like, you know, it's in a movie that everyone can enjoy, especially, you know, for just like parents that like brought their kids to see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Just-
but speaking of which, is that like when I was looking up the like little bit of the synopsis for the Pokemon before we started this,
Mhm.
shout out, you know, to this news article in Montreal where all these parents like took their kids to watch Detective Pikachu. However, the movie theater accidentally played the horror movie La Llorona.
No!
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 Oh my god, that's a top 10 anime death right there.
Dude.
That's it. Oh, dude. That's really
That
bad.
is so far from the opposite. You know, that is so far the opposite end of the spectrum.
Oh man, I'm like, fuck. These
You
kids
wanna
are
see
like
cute
scarred for
Pokemon?
life.
You want to see fluffy Pikachu that talks? Too bad.
You get
Too
is a
bad.
crazy lady just like kidnapping all these
Absolute
children.
nightmares.
Strap in, boy. You're gonna learn today.
Oh my god.
Oh, that's rough. That's really rough.
Fuck.
But damn. GG.
Those
GG
children
on
are
that
probably
one.
scarred.
Yeah.
Justin, what are your closing thoughts before we wrap it up here?
Want another Detective Pikachu movie? Even though I didn't even
You
say
shall
my
receive.
rating, but it was a very,
that's
very,
true.
very solid 7 out of 10. Just extremely solid
Yeah.
7. Like I would,
I'm
I
actually
might
really
even
glad
go up
to
to
that.
an
A lot
8,
of
but it
people have
was
that
solid 7.
consensus.
So
I'm really happy that most people seem to have
Yeah.
that 7 out of 10 consensus.
A lot of people are saying,
And
yeah.
honestly, like, who was it? Freaking Nitro Rad.
Yeah. A great
Who
YouTuber.
said, one of our favorite YouTubers, he's like, you know, like, kind of gave it around the same score, I think, if I'm not mistaken, like 7 out of
Mhm.
10.
hmm
And he was like, I think that carries a lot more weight when it comes to like a video game adaptation movie.
Oh yeah, because that's just saying like it's solid, man.
Yeah.
Just go watch it.
It's,
You don't gotta doubt it.
Oh, that reminds me, I
Good
forgot to
watch.
give my ratings.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Well,
What's yours, my dude?
well, my rating for this movie is I'll give it a Ryan Reynolds out of a Ryan Reynolds.
Oh my gosh.
Ryan
It's
Reynolds.
true.
and Ryan Reynolds.
It's true. Ryan Reynolds is there.
He even appears on screen. To Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, so...
And now that we say that, I'm so glad that they kept Pikachu's original voice. Just saying.
Yeah. But yeah, to any listeners out there, that's how my rating goes. I don't do numbers. That's my stall ratings.
Oh, I'm so mad. Every single time Cutie Soul talks, like, Pikachu, like, opens his mouth in a way...
In the
like,
B-roll.
in the video, like, Pikachu opens his mouth in a way where it looks like Cutie Soul's voice is coming out of Pikachu's mouth. Cutie Soul is the new Ryan Reynolds.
Confirmed.
What? That was... Listen, I didn't even try. That was, like, perfectly synced. You
Well,
saw that, right?
Well, to be fair, Ryan Reynolds, he is from, like, where I live.
He is Canadian.
Yep, and lives in
Disrespect.
Vancouver.
Wow.
Oh man. But I think that's a wrap.
Yep.
We went on pretty long. Let me look at the time.
1
what is
hour
that
and
time?
43
something?
something minutes or above for me. Damn.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm at
same
2
for
hours
me.
because I started recording early during prep
Yeah.
time, but yo, I got a lot, but hey, it's fine. I can do it. I'll do it. I'll tackle that mountain.
All right.
Listen,
Alright.
if I don't do it now, that podcast will never happen.
Yeah.
Yep.
I gotta learn today.
Okay.
But no, I mean, I've had to edit a bunch of auditions in the past, so I'm good about it. But yeah, overall, just very solid. This is for anybody watching the podcast along with us. This is mainly how Spoilercast is gonna go. We're just talking all over the place. Sometimes it might be shorter, sometimes longer. Who knows? Depends on what we're talking about. It could literally be a movie, an anime, even maybe just like a game. Like maybe I just beat a game and I just want to talk about it with like Cutie Soul if we both played it. Talk like super spoilers or something.
Yep.
Something with like anybody else or like Shin or like, can come on and we can talk about it. But that's just how it is, gives you a taste of it because it's very casual. We don't script anything. We're just going left and right. I had a few notes to help us along, but that's how it be. So I hope you guys just like the casual banter among friends because one of my favorite parts about podcasts is that I kind of just want to listen to it. Like a good example is like I work at a hotel. It's pretty quiet. I kind of want to just feel like I'm in a group or I feel like, I'm in like a community. Like while I work, it feels more welcoming like that. It doesn't feel as isolated. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So it's time for the plugs. So Cutie Soul, everybody could just find you on Twitter or whatnot. I could plug it. But is there anywhere else people could find you?
The only thing I only got for now is only just my Twitter and my Twitch, and that's about it. It's basically, both. Both of them is like at Fatal Cutie Soul and twitch.tv/Fatal Cutie Soul.
Alrighty. And Shin, where can they find you at?
Just at Twitch, twitch.tv /Shinuchi.
Alright. Although I have questions for you, because who knows when we'll be back on the podcast. Any future plans? Just mainly focusing on Monster Hunter on the Twitch channel? Twitch streams?
Mostly Monster Hunter variety streams, Legend of Heroes Trails in the Sky. It's like either Monster Hunter or just variety games and all that. That's pretty much
You
it.
can usually find them in the evening times. He's usually streaming Monster Hunter World.
Yeah.
Or Generations Ultimate.
Yee. Definitely see me on Iceborne, that's for sure.
Oh yeah, when it comes out. Oh my god, we're definitely playing that.
Mhm.
I can't wait. But yeah, and then Mari, if you have any place to plug.
You can find me on my Twitter, which is Moogle Maid. Like Moogle, like Final Fantasy Moogle. Moogle Maid, like Minute Maid.
Yeah.
I would plug my Twitch. Like my Twitch, I think is still Moogle-rific, if I'm not mistaken. But I don't really do anything on it at like it's just if the stars align, and if somehow I can like stream to it, I do it. But for the most part, I'm mostly MIA there. But once I get like my my own proper like TV and
like monitor like a
stuff
console.
like that, I'm gonna start streaming there more frequently. But best bet Definitely Moogle Maid on Twitter.
She's also being very modest because she's my sister and I love her. But she's also a very, very good artist.
Yeah.
She is actually the one who will be designing the logo or the graphic that we use for the podcast.
Yes, and I think I already have a picture, like a clear picture of, what I want the logo to look like.
I don't know why she said it that
Bless
way.
you, Mari.
She said Google me, but I heard Moogle me for some reason. I'm done.
God.
No, but she's great. If you ever want to follow her on Twitter, she usually posts a lot of her sketches there.
Yeah, mostly sketches, nothing concrete yet.
Yeah, but they're all really good.
It's actually pretty good. Go and follow her, please.
For real.
She makes good art.
As for me, you guys are already following the YouTube channel that this is going to be hosted on, so you can find me here. But I also have a Twitch over at VFX Mario and Twitter under VFX Mario, and I guess for anybody who's curious about voice acting specifically and any ventures that I do on that, also on my Twitter, Marcos Molina VO. That's just for mainly auditions or maybe any stray thoughts that are pertaining to motorcycles outside of my house being very loud. But it's fine. I probably didn't pick them on the mic. Anyway, but yeah, that's all related to that. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the spoiler cast. So we'll leave you guys, and hope you all have a good night, good evening or day, what have you. But take care, and we'll see y'all later.
Peace
Bye.
out.
Boy. And that's the wrap. We free, everybody.
We are finally free.
I'm finally free. What the hell?
I don't even.